I would like to acknowledge that this video is being filmed on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and extend that respect to any Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander or First Nations people who may be watching this video today. Hi everyone, my name is Steph, this is the Novelty Corner and welcome back to my channel. Preface: if you can hear the air conditioner, I apologise because it is stinking hot here and I would not be able to have the lights on and film without the air conditioner on. Today I have my February TBR, also known as Steph, you put how many books on your TBR? Like seriously, the first month back of work for the year? Why do I do this to myself? Sometimes I do have TBRs and sometimes I don't. Did a reasonable job with my January TBR. The one area where I probably didn't read as many books was my self-imposed Kindle challenge, where I'm choosing a random page on my Kindle and listing the 6 books that I see on the screen, and that's the books that I'm going to try and read during the month. I did read one of them last month. I DNF'd 2 and I just didn't get to the other 3. Did I DNF 2? No, I DNF'd 3 and I didn't get to the other 2 books. But we are going to try again this month, and actually my Kindle was rather kind to me and we'll talk about that when we get there. So this TBR has categories. We have my review copies and NetGalley arcs. We have my Kindle challenge. We have a 2022 new releases section. We have my physical TBR, which I'm trying to get down. Any buddy reads I have, which sort of overlap in some of these other categories anyway. And then also, right before filming this, I found out that there is a readathon that I'm really excited to participate in happening in the middle of February. So I put together a TBR for that today. So we're getting it all in here. So we're going to kick things off with my review copies. Whether or not I get to absolutely all of these this month is up in the air, but I want to try and get through as many of them as I can so that they're not sitting there for a super long time. I only have one physical review copy at the moment. That is Sebastien de Castell's Fall of the Argosi, which is the second book in the prequel series to the Spellslinger series. I keep forgetting what this prequel series is actually called, but anyway, it's the second book. I also received a copy of the second book in Juliette Cross's re-released The Vessel series. The second book is called Sealed in Sin. I have not read it yet. I do need to get to it. These are being re-released with some minor changes to the actual text, but beautiful new covers. So at the time of filming this, the cover for Sealed in Sin hadn't been released, but if it, hopefully it comes out and I will add it on the screen. Otherwise, I'll put the old cover up and then I will pop a link down below to the new cover when it is available. In terms of things that I have out on NetGalley still, I still have King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett and Clair. I'm working my way up to this one. A Matter of Hive and Death by Nancy Coco. This is a cozy mystery. With the hot weather, I'm not in a cozy mystery mood at the moment, but this is something that I need to get to sooner rather than later. There is the Immortal by Gena Showalter and Something Fabulous by Alexis Hall. Now the Scarlett and Clair, the Alexis Hall and the Gena Showalter books are all early release copies from NetGalley that I received through the Bonkers Romance podcast. I may try and throw those into a weekend reading blog or something like that just to knock them out. For my alphabet TBR cart challenge, so this is where I'm trying to read through all the books on my TBR cart. I will have a TBR cart walkthrough later this week, I think. I only have 2 books because I'm focusing on books that start with the letters C or D. So I have Do You Want to Start a Scandal by Tessa Dare, which is exciting because I haven't read a Tessa Dare book in a while and I really love her historical romances. And also The Dark Archive by Genevieve Cogman, which has been sitting on my TBR for well over a year, so I need to get to this one soon. In terms of buddy reads, Brie and I are going to continue reading some of the Alexis Hall books. The next one that's definitely on our list is the second book in the Ardens and Ives series. We also have Something Fabulous, so we'll probably be reading one or both of those at some point in the near future. I have one more book left to reread for the Kate Daniels read along with Megan and Heather, and that is Magic Triumphs, which is the 10th and final book in the Kate Daniels series. And then after this, we'll move into Blood Air. But this is the one that I am aiming to read before that live show, which is around the 3rd weekend in Feb. So I'll probably save this one for a little bit later in the month. So in terms of my Kindle challenge, if you didn't see last month, I'm just using a random number generator to select a page number between whatever the numbers are on my Kindle. I think we're like between 1 and 44 at this point. And these are all my unread books, and it's set on 6 covers to a screen. So the number that was picked this month was 16. And actually this really did me a favor this month because nothing is longer than about 260 pages, which is perfect. So there is Taken by the Alien Pirate, which is book 1 in the Fated Star Mates series by Kyla Quinn, which is a science fiction romance. Lay Me Down, which is the first book in the Club Immortality series by Taige, Crenshaw and McKenna Jefferies, and this one is a paranormal romance. There is Squall Line, which is book 1 in the Inland Seas series by Gwyn, McNamee, and this one looks like a contemporary romance with pirates. I know very little about these, and some of these books I can't even remember how I acquired them, so this is actually going to be really fun. Then there is another science fiction romance. This one is Rogue Alien Woman, which is book 1 in the Alien Outlaws series by Rudolph. Then I have Haven, Zone Cyborgs, book 1 by Jessica Marting, another sci-fi romance, and then Course Correction, Rogue Rescue 1 by Mia West, which looks to be a paranormal military romance with shifters. And then I just heard about the Shiftathon Readathon being hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes and Matthew, and I'll leave their channels linked down below with all the information. This is an urban fantasy paranormal readathon taking place between the 16th and the 22nd of February. There are 5 prompts, and I think because there's only 5 prompts, they've suggested not doubling up on challenges, which is fine. I was going through some of the unread paranormal romance books on my Kindle, and I just picked a whole bunch out. There is one that's not a paranormal romance, but it just fit one of the prompts. So the first challenge is to read a book with shifters other than werewolves, and for this one I'm going to read Selkies Are a Girl's Best Friend, which is book 3 in the Mystic Bayou series by Molly Harper. You know, Selkies shift forms, so that's great, and they're not werewolves. Challenge number 2 is to read a book with vampires, and I'm going to try and read Kiss of Steel by Beck McMaster because I've had this sitting on my Kindle for absolutely ages and I just need to read it. Challenge 3 is to read a book with fae or elves. I'm kind of cheating just a little bit on this one, but it's close enough for me. I'm going to read Even Tree Nymphs Get the Blues, which is book 2.5 in the Mystic Bayou series. So I'm going to try and read that one before I read Selkies Are a Girl's Best Friend. I'm actually really excited to continue this series because it's just so fun. Challenge 4 is to read a book with a paranormal creature from a religion. So this could be angels, demons, jinn, etc. For this one, I'm not reading a paranormal romance. I'm going to read A Dead Jinn in Cairo by P. Jelly Clark, which I've been meaning to read for absolutely ages. It is novella length, so this is a nice short one to throw in there and might finally give me the kick to actually read it. And then the final prompt is to read a book with zombies or ghosts. And for this one, there is a 1.5 novella in the Charlie Davidson series. This one is called For I Have Sinned by Dorinda Jones. And I read the first book in the Charlie Davidson series absolutely ages ago. So we're going to dive back in because Charlie Davidson can see and talk to ghosts. All right, so that is my February TBR. In the comments, I would love to know what you are really excited to read in February. I haven't even included my February releases on here because, to be honest, there's a good chance I'll just pick them up as soon as they're released, or I'm going to be bogged down with what I've already got on my list, which sounds about right. If you want to let me know that you're here but you don't want to leave a comment, feel free to leave an alien or a spaceship emoji down below, since I actually happen to have some sci-fi romance on here and I have not read that in a while. Leave them down in the comments. I hope that wherever you're on the world, you're staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye everyone.